Well, we're heading over to Cabot's Adobe Museum in Desert Hot Springs. Heard about this in the Palm Springs Post and they recommended it, so I'm gonna go check it out. Talked to them this morning. They said that I can film, so we are off for a new adventure. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is about a 5-mile drive from Palm Springs Harley Davidson here, so hopefully the wind will be in our favor and we'll have a good little ride. Man, I just heard that Corvette bottom out. That hurt my soul. So we're on Indian Canyon Avenue. I don't know if it's Avenue or not. No, it's Drive. Indian Canyon Drive. We just had that Hurricane Hillary come through a few weeks ago, and it wreaked havoc on Palm Springs and the Coachella Valley in general. But this particular thoroughfare is a main thoroughfare into Palm Springs. It is one of several options that folks in Desert Hot Springs and everybody out here have to get to emergency, to hospitals and stuff like that. So we lost it for several weeks, and they were predicting several months at the time. It was devastating, and it still is, really. People depend on this road heavily, and it used to be closed from this stoplight here. Oh no, I don't want to turn right on Dillon. I can't get through on Dillon. Yeah, Dillon's not an option. Several miles down. Oh, maybe it is open. I'm not sure. Anyways, you got to really check your apps and what have you just to see what's open around here now, because this area was pretty hard hit from that hurricane, and so it's a learning experience every time I get on the roads out here to see what's open, what I can traverse. But so yeah, that hurricane, or it was a tropical. Let me say that was a tropical storm. It was a hurricane to me though. I was battling water trying to keep my house from flooding. You should have seen it. It was ridiculous trying to hold back water. Cabot Yerxa. It's Y-E-R-X-A. He came out here in 1913 and homesteaded this place we're about to go. And he just started building with recycled materials that he gathered up throughout the valley, bring it back to his homestead, and he created what we're about to discover here. I was just talking to a friend of mine at the Harley dealership, Eric, and he was telling me he hadn't been here in about 20 years or so, but he used to be able to go through every single door, because there's like 160 doors. I don't know how many rooms. I'll get the details on that, but there's a lot of doors and a lot of rooms, and they were able to check out everything when he saw it 20-some years ago. He had the idea that it's not as accessible as it used to be. We're going to find out. I'm thinking about getting, this is where, okay, yeah. This point here is where you can't go any further. This road, and it's been on several of my videos, this road dead ahead leads to Highway 62, and it's closed right there. but that's how I get to Yucca Valley normally. But people don't understand. It was just devastating. That storm knocked out roads. It just totally dug up the road. These guys are still working on taking care of the situation. But all of that, this whole area was just washed out. And this is how people get to and from Palm Springs, because Desert Hot Springs is, it's a more affordable alternative to housing-wise. So, but a lot of people still work in Palm Springs. And when that storm came through and eliminated this thoroughfare, it affected people's livelihoods. This place, Cabot, it reminds me of Leonard Wright from my video that I did in Salvation Mountain. I don't know much about the guy, but I know Leonard was a pretty eccentric fellow. And look at that place. Wow, they even got a pool. There's a Mexican restaurant I'm thinking about trying on the way home. I think it's right in here. Delicioso or something like that. They make birria tacos. I am head over. I really love birria tacos. Birria and cheese. Pretty basic taco. But done right, birria, you got my attention.
Please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, because I'm on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I need your help to do that. Thank you.
There it is, Delicios. We're going to try that one day, if not today. Try their birria tacos. Yeah, pretty colorful. Okay, I recognize this fence, so we're here. There you go. Cabot's Pueblo Museum. Let's check it out. All right. Here we are at the Cabot's Pueblo Museum. That's the parking lot. So this is basically a man's home. You've heard of a man's home is his castle? Well, this is his Pueblo. Oh, we got public restrooms. Let's go get a ticket. Here we go. This is so cool. All right, where do we buy the ticket? Let's purchase tickets someplace. Water gallery, self-guided tour, public welcome. What is this here? So I'm gonna hit this here and we're gonna get a little history lesson here.
In actual fact, this room was originally Cabot's trading post and where you would have bought a ticket to enter Cabot's museum. His small office is just just across the room through the door on the other side. Here in the water gallery, we introduce you to this land Cabot adopted as home through a series of maps showing the fault system. Land Cabot had purchased, well sites with drill depths and dates. There is a timeline laying out Cabot's life. And don't forget the photos. They are always worth a look.
We've put a lot of Cabot's artifacts, I guess, into this front hallway. Basically tools that he used and have obviously been collected from around the grounds. But these are all pretty much, as far as we know, Cabot's original tools, some of them obviously.
Moving to what Cabot had constructed as his museum. Today we call it the Biography Gallery. It is one of the larger rooms in the Pueblo, giving Cabot enough room for display cases for his lifelong collection of artifacts and room to hang both his artwork and that of visiting artists. There is a narrow staircase leading up to the second story of the museum, where there was ample room for displays, teaching and storytelling. Why a narrow staircase? Well, that kept the flow of air moving if the windows upstairs were open. Hot air rises and flows with the draft. In every single room, you can see evidence of Cabot's thoughtful construction. Light comes into the room through the window at the one end, but there is no direct sunlight, keeping the room a little bit cooler. Which is the most important room in any Pueblo or home? Of course, it is the kitchen. And here in the kitchen, we are now in the privacy of Cabot and Portia's home. We have left the public museum and walked through the door with an ingenious latch. If you close this door, see if you can spot the small spy hole that allows you to peek back into the Biography Gallery. Desert Hot Springs became electrified in 1947, and Cabot added electrical knowledge to his construction skills. Modern for its time, this kitchen boasted an electric stove, oven and a refrigerator. But there is only one tap in the sink with plumbing leading to the pump of a hot water well that Cabot sank especially for the Pueblo. As he said, hot water cools and can then be used. Before moving on to the next room, I would like to mention the auspicious date of August 8th, 1945, when Cabot Yerxa married Portia Ferris, his second wife and her third husband. More of Cabot and Portia's story will follow. Moving from the dining room, one can go down a few steps into the adobe room or up the narrow staircase to Portia's suite. But stop for a moment and look at the party line telephone. This is really a delightful piece of communicative history, especially the advertisement hanging on the wall behind the telephone. I enjoy the slogan of Bell and Western Electric. We made it in 1882, we made it to work, and we made it to last. Maybe it was Portia, as Cabot had said, "My dear, okay, there will not be any phone. Peace and quiet is worth more than news or gossip to me." Close the door and cast your eyes up the narrow staircase, the width of which helped facilitate the airflow. The staircase leads to a suite of rooms that Cabot designed and built for Portia. Portia's bathroom is fit for a woman of elegance. It has a bath, a shower, a vanity, and a toilet. Plenty of space with the walls adorned with some of Cabot's paintings. Note the blue bath, one of the very few items that Cabot purchased new, finding it in the Sears Roebuck catalog. Blue was Portia's favorite color. Most of the windows in the suite are beautifully designed, including the patio doors that open onto what is essentially the top of the foundation wall. Gives you an idea of the immense task that Cabot achieved. Incidentally, that piping around the patio was Cabot's version of an evaporative cooler.
This is absolutely amazing. This man did this. That's love. I mean, that's love there.
Welcome to one of Cabot's favorite rooms, the earthen room. Built into the back wall is what can only be termed an early version of a man cave. This was where Cabot could have a nap or read a book. Set right into the hillside and surrounded by granite boulders, it was the coolest place in the Pueblo on a hot day. The wooden door, when closed, hides this unique room from sight. Do you see the wooden steps that help Cabot enter it? Very cute. All the Native American creation stories have one thing in common. The spirits come from the earth and go back to the earth. So with an earthen floor, what better way to welcome your Native American friends? I can imagine Cabot and Portia listening to music, playing records on the phonogram, or Cabot walking to the door and looking out on the wonderful view of the San Jacinto Mountains. There was little traffic back then, few houses. Cabot's beloved desert would have been close. March 5th, 1965, Cabot passed at the age of 81 years here at the Pueblo. Portia left the Pueblo soon after the funeral. This intelligent lady with her adaptability and spirit of adventure passed 4 years later in a nursing home in Orange County. The Pueblo remained empty for 4 years and was slated to be torn down by the city of Desert Hot Springs as it was deemed a hazard. The photo on the wall near the exit door is Cole Irad, the gentleman who purchased the Pueblo and the 5 acres immediately surrounding it. Cole reopened the Pueblo as a museum in 1970, operating it as Cabot had, giving tours and telling Cabot's stories. In the photograph of Cole, you can see part of the carving of Waokiye, this carving found up in the top car park. It is worth a visit. Cole had invited the artist to the Pueblo in 1978. There is no real evidence that Cabot and Cole had ever met, but what we do know, the Pueblo had spoken to Cole. Once the earthen room has finished speaking to you, go out into the courtyard, look at San Jacinto, and then turn around and look back at Cabot's Pueblo and think of the love story it represents.
So, this was his front door, San Jacinto Mountains. I get the calling. That is phenomenal. I mean, really, this is some serious history in the middle of Desert Hot Springs. Folks living right across the street from this history. We are going to go and check out the grounds. This place is awesome.
Please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, because I'm on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I need your help to do that. Thank you.
I was just talking with Katie, one of the docents here. She was telling me that the artist is actually still alive. He's 93 years old, living in an assisted living facility in Orange County, I believe she said. But anyways, we just had Tropical Storm Hillary come through here, and he was concerned about his creation. So he checked on it. He says, "Hey, how's my artwork going out there?" So he was relieved to find out that it's still standing strong. Testament to some good engineering. Because I was here during Tropical Storm Hillary, and that was no joke. Quick and furious it was, and wreaked a lot of havoc in its wake. You know, it's 100 degrees here, if it's anything. But if you sit down, I mean really, sitting down here for a couple of minutes, let your body calm down, and this very peaceful area just starts to cool off. This little slight breeze, just feeling good. I like it.
think we have conquered the Pueblo. Get ready to hit the road. Well, I don't know about you guys, but this place really blew me away. So much so that I bought an annual family pass for my wife and I. I left a lot out of this video intentionally for several reasons, one of which is that I'm going to take my wife to see this museum, and I knew she'd see the video before I could get her there in person. So trust me, there's a lot more here to see and learn. Well worth a visit. I'll put all the information in the description, and wear comfortable shoes. Also, when dealing with these folks out here, don't forget, especially when you're on a motorcycle, be careful and be kind.